What's going on, everybody? RJ Ochoa here from SB Nation's bloggingtheboys.com. Hope all is well wherever you are. We hope you're happy, safe, healthy, and that you've been enjoying all of the non-football sports that have been taking over our lives, really, right? We're coming off the U.S. Open, NBA Finals ended last week, Stanley Cup Finals are going on, baseball is in full effect, but we miss football. It's the middle of June. It's the most dead part of the offseason, and it's the time of year where we have conversations that are about the Dallas Cowboys that aren't necessarily about the Dallas Cowboys. And by that I mean, this time of year we wonder, are the Cowboys going to wear their throwback uniforms? That's definitely possible now in 2022 since the NFL is back to allowing teams to wear multiple helmets, but that's a conversation for a different day. The conversation we're going to have today is about the team's Ring of Honor. Obviously, that is a big part of who the Dallas Cowboys are, but it has nothing to do with who the Cowboys are going to be on the field in 2022. But the team's Ring of Honor, in case you have no idea, is the team's own personal Hall of Fame. Basically, every team in the NFL has this. There is, of course, the Pro Football Hall of Fame, which is a bigger deal with all due respect to each individual team Ring of Honor. I've always thought, by the way, that Rings of Honor should be named kind of like the mascots. Like the Broncos Ring of Honor should be called like the Stable of Honor, like where the horses would go. But anyway, totally different subject. There's one name that is notably absent from the Dallas Cowboys Ring of Honor, and that's kind of the subject whenever you talk about this. And we're, of course, talking about now Pro Football Hall of Famer Jimmy Johnson. That's right. Last summer, Jimmy Johnson, the head coach who engineered the Cowboys' 90s dynasty, won back-to-back Super Bowls for the team. The only head coach in franchise history to win back-to-back Super Bowls, by the way, with all due respect to the great Tom Landry. Jimmy Johnson was enshrined in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Jimmy Johnson has literally been recognized as one of the greatest coaches to ever coach in the NFL. However, he is absent from the team's Ring of Honor in which he had the majority of success that he did in the NFL. That is obviously very silly. There's obviously a long story to Jerry Jones and Jimmy Johnson and their relationship, but that, was a little squashed a year ago in the lead up to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Jerry Jones, Jimmy Johnson were on the Fox pregame set right before the Pro Football Hall of Fame game that kicked off the Pro Football Hall of Fame weekend, and Jerry Jones took the opportunity to say that Jimmy Johnson would be in the Dallas Cowboys Ring of Honor. Now, to be fair, Jerry did not specify when. He did not specify a date. In fact, Jimmy even made a joke about the situation. But last week, on the subject of other sports, it was announced that Dallas is one of the host cities for the 2026 World Cup. In the aftermath of the announcement, Jerry Jones, who's obviously a big part of all those sorts of activities, did an interview with the members of the local media and was asked about the Ring of Honor and asked about Jimmy. We're going to play those clips back to back for you so you can see the hypocrisy on full display. The first clip is from August of 2021, where Jerry Jones says that Jimmy Johnson is going to go into the team's Ring of Honor. The second clip is from last week when Jerry Jones is asked about it and says a couple of things.
So are we making an announcement here?
Well, we can be if we can. I don't know how we're going to upstage.
No, yeah, you can. Yeah, go ahead, make the announcement.
That, but we'll be in the Ring of Honor.
There we go.
Jerry,
all right. Love it. Yeah. You heard it here.
And
we'll be there.
While I'm alive?
And Ring of Honor, is there anything that you anticipate this year?
Nothing to talk about there at all. And that's something that I've never really decided upon almost until a week or two before I do it.
Really?
Yeah. No, I've never been something that's got a long tail to it in thought process. I mean, obviously the people that qualify are career qualified, so that is a career process. But as far as the timing of any individual that will ultimately be in that Hall of Fame, I don't have that time frame
Jimmy
on that.
getting in.
And I understand, and I really understand that would be a part of a question, but the answer is I don't have a time on that.
We shared this clip over on social media over the weekend, and a lot of the responses were like, this is embarrassing. A lot of people were frustrated. I don't think it's embarrassing at all. I think it's just sad. Like, this is way past the point of embarrassing. It is simply sad. It makes me sad. It makes you sad. It makes Dallas Cowboys fans sad everywhere that Jimmy Johnson, one of the greatest coaches in franchise history, cannot be honored in the proper way. And, Jerry Jones, I don't know anyone here. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Leave a comment down below. Hit me up on Twitter or Instagram or TikTok or send me an email. I don't know anyone who is on Jerry's side here. Jerry Jones only looks petty. That's the only thing. He only looks petty, petulant, spoiled, if you want to call it that. There are only negative things associated with Jerry Jones, which is why this is so difficult to understand. All things considered, the entire history of the Jerry Jones-Jimmy Johnson relationship, everything dating back again to the origin of the Cowboys 90s dynasty. I mean, I think I speak for every Cowboys fan in saying that if tomorrow Jerry Jones announced Jimmy Johnson's going to the Pro Football Hall of Fame this season, gave us the date, gave us the game, et cetera, I think a lot of people would forget about it. Or maybe not forget, but I think a lot of people wouldn't care. I think people only want to see Jimmy in the Ring of Honor. And I think if Jerry were to do that, I do think he would get some attaboys from people. So this is a really, really massive piece of low-hanging fruit that Jerry Jones can take to earn a lot of goodwill with Dallas Cowboys fans everywhere, but he won't. And why won't he? Obviously, there are theories and speculations that run rampant about their relationship and about the past and about Cowboys history, on and on and on and on. But this is, the hypocrisy I said before we played the clip is on well display. Jerry Jones took the moment at the Hall of Fame to have a moment. And if you remember, and there were articles all over the place, people, obviously tweeting out and sharing Jerry's quote saying he said Jimmy's going into the Hall of Fame. He was asked point blank, straightforward about it last week and completely, totally deflected. It's not embarrassing. It's just sad. Put Jimmy Johnson in the Ring of Honor. We all want to see you. Thanks for joining us, everybody. See you next time.